The Jehovah's Witness cult, they are known. They are known for their propaganda videos that they put out so that the rank and file members can fully heed what the higher ups have to say. That is why there are updates, JW updates, there are videos on jw.org. There are propaganda videos to help influence Jehovah's Witnesses to think the exact way that the governing body leaders want the Jehovah's Witnesses to think. The Jehovah's Witness leaders, the governing body leaders, they are puppeteers in a sense, controlling their members. And little do the members know that they are just puppets on these wires, right? Excuse me. They are controlled. The Jehovah's Witnesses are controlled by their leaders. And little do they know that they are being influenced by this propaganda online, mainly from jw.org. Now, when I was a witness, I was awake at the time. But I was still going to the meetings as the fellowship apostate, right? And I was able to see things from a different perspective. When you're wide awake from this cult, and you realize that this is just a man-made organization, and you see all the propaganda that this organization bestows, you see it for what it is, right? And it's sad how Jehovah's Witnesses, they can't see this propaganda. They can't see it because they're too deep in. They're too lost in the source. But I was wide awake, and I'm watching this JW material, right, from jw.org. And there was a video that was when I was going to the Kingdom Halls a few years ago. But anywho, when I was going to the Kingdom Hall, they played this video where this brother, he was a father, married to a lovely wife. Yeah, I think he had 2, maybe 3 kids. Anywho, he had a few kids, and he had to work during a week of his, it was either the assembly or the convention. He had to work that week, right? And he made a bold decision to quit his job. He told his employer, he said, listen, I need this time off for the assembly or convention. And the employer was like, no, we need you to work. I need you here at work. I don't got no damn convention. I need you to work, right? So he stood up for this father stood up for his religion, for his religious beliefs. And he said, you know what? If you feel like I need to work this weekend, and I'm telling you this is my assembly or convention, I quit, I resign. And I'm going to rely on my God to take care of me, right? So he quit his job. And that wasn't word for word. He didn't say that word for word. But that's the gist of it. He pretty much quit his job because he felt like Jehovah would provide for him if he were to go to the assembly or the convention. He felt like Jehovah was going to take care of him, right? Next thing you know, this father / husband, he resigned from his job. He was out of work for 6 months. The video that I watched, he was out of work for 6 months. And I couldn't believe that the organization, they was really putting this shit out there. Pretty much encouraging Jehovah's Witnesses to quit their jobs if they had to choose between work and going to the assembly or convention. They're pretty much putting this propaganda bullshit out there, telling people, be prepared to struggle. Be prepared to suffer, because we would rather you suffer and quit your job than you miss our assemblies and conventions. What kind of bullshit is that? In the year 2024, with prices rapidly increasing, rent, gas, electricity, everything, food, everything is on the rise. All this stuff is increasing, and you're pretty much encouraging your members to quit their jobs for a 2-day assembly or a convention, hearing bullshit that they already heard over and over and over and over and over again. I couldn't believe that they was producing this propaganda bullshit. Now, mind you, I'm wide awake. I was the fellowship going to the meetings, but I was an apostate wide awake, right? And I'm seeing this from a whole different perspective. And I'm looking around the Kingdom Hall, and Jehovah's Witnesses were nodding their heads like, yeah, good job, brother. When they was watching this video, they were saying to themselves, oh, good job. They were nodding their heads like, yes, he really quit his job for Jehovah. He quit his job to go to an assembly and a convention for 2 or 3 days. Meanwhile, this brother was a father and a husband. He had to provide for his family. He couldn't for 6 months. According to that video, that propaganda bullshit video, he couldn't provide for his family for 6 months. All because he decided to hear an assembly or convention for 2 or 3 days. This is the influence. This is the propaganda influence that this organization has on their members. They would rather for you to struggle, for you to be suffering in poverty, struggling, not knowing when you're going to have your last meal, your next meal, not knowing if you're going to have your rent due. They would rather for you to do that, for you to struggle, they would rather you struggle than for you to miss their conventions and assemblies. You can't make this shit up. You really can't. But this is the influence that this organization has on their members, all because of the propaganda videos that they produce on jw.org. It is truly sad. It really is. And also, another way that this organization influences their members with propaganda, as we all know, is the whole shunning and the fellowshipping process. Now, last year, you guys know, the majority of you guys know, I came out as a full-blown apostate. And I did that because I don't fear men. Most Jehovah's Witnesses, if not all, devout Jehovah's Witnesses, they fear men. They fear the elders. They fear the COs. They fear the governing body leaders. But I read my Bible, and according to the Bible says to not fear no man, only fear God and God alone. So when I saw some corruption, when I witnessed the corruption, when I witnessed the injustice in this organization, I said, there is no way in hell I'm going to support this shit. Men do not fear me. I don't care if you're an elder, a CEO, or governing body leader. The only person I fear is God alone. That's it. That is it. So I had my judicial with the elders, right? And they were trying to create this fear in my heart. And unfortunately for them, it backfired, because they ended up reinstating me as an apostate. And of course, I had to let the whole world know that these men had no Holy Spirit. But when you watch these propaganda videos, right? These propaganda videos are there to influence Jehovah's Witnesses to be fearful of men, to be fearful of elders, to be fearful of the governing body leaders. When in reality, the only person everyone on this planet should fear is God. And that's if you believe in God, right? That's if you believe in God. If you don't believe in God, if you're an atheist, so be it. That's cool. But if you do believe in God, right? And there's all these man-made organizations out there. And when you think about it, these man-made organizations out there, these man-made religions, they are there to create fear in people's hearts. You serve us or you die. And sad to say, these organizations, these religions, they are out there to influence people that are lost. That's the worst part about this. So, hold on, let me just bring this up real quick. I was watching a movie the night, 2 nights ago. I was watching a movie, right? Oh shit, I forgot the name of the movie. Damn, I forgot the name of the movie. Anywho, Chris Hemsworth was in it. Jeff Bridges was in it. I think it was like I forgot the name. It's El something. El Salvador, El Hotel. El Diablo. There we go. El Diablo Hotel. So the name of the movie was El Diablo Hotel, right? So it's Chris Hemsworth and Jeff Bridges. They were the two main actors in the movie, right? And Chris Hemsworth in the movie, he was a cult leader. And in the movie, during the movie, this lady said to Chris Hemsworth, she said, you are only influencing people because these people are lost. They need direction and they are lost. And that's why they're running to you. And that is why you are taking advantage of them, because they are lost people. They don't know any better. And they want some type of direction. So when this lady said this in this movie, I was like, oh shit, this sounds like the Jehovah's Witnesses. How many Jehovah's Witnesses do we know are lost? They mean well. They really do mean well. The majority of them, besides the elders, the health of the elders, but the majority of the rank and file, they mean well. They really want to serve God. They really believe that they're going to live forever on a paradise earth. They really have good intentions. The majority of Jehovah's Witnesses, right? And it's sad that the governing body leaders, they use these propaganda videos on jw.org to influence their members to do things that are harmful, things that are hateful to society. Now, my mom, as you guys know, the majority of you guys have been following me for quite a while. You guys know that I am shunned by my family. And one thing that came to mind was that I said to myself, I was trying to comprehend this, but I still can't. I still struggle to comprehend this. But my family, my JW family and former friends, because we're not friends anymore. They blocked me and shunned me, right? But my JW family and my former JW friends, they would rather have the fake version of me than me being true and authentic. They would rather me be fake and just simply believe in what they believe in with no doubt. Don't question things. Just simply serve and obey the governing body leaders. It's sad that because of the propaganda videos that's produced out there, right? My mom, my two brothers, every Jehovah's Witness that I've ever known growing up, they would rather me be fake and simply just waste my life away, just like they're wasting their life away, waiting for a paradise that's never going to happen. There is a fake version of me out there that people would rather have than me being the real, authentic person that I am today. Make that make sense. Make that make sense as to how you could be fake and people will love you. If I was an elder, if I was a minister servant, a pioneer, people would love me because I would be putting on this false, fake persona that they want me to be. And it made me realize that me leaving this organization, doing my research and waking up made me realize that Jehovah's Witnesses, at the end of the day, all they care about is appearances. Now, I made videos about this in the past, right? But going back to this to the propaganda, right? The propaganda that the governing body leaders have for their members. They make it seem like if you have some type of responsibilities, if you're a pioneer, if you're a minister servant, an elder, a CEO, well, if you have some type of status, people in that religion will love you. Sorry. They would love you conditionally. It's not real love. As we know, it's not Jehovah's Witnesses. They can't love you for real. They can only provide fake conditional love. They only love you if, keyword, if you're part of their religion. But outside of that, they don't. Nah, it's fake. It's fake. And you know what? Speaking of propaganda, when's the last time you heard of a video? When's the last time you heard of the governing body leaders producing a video about people just simply being good-hearted people? People just simply seeing a good in humanity and other humans, no matter their religious beliefs, their sexual preference, no matter what they do for a living, none of that, right? When's the last time a Jehovah's Witness governing body leader produced a video encouraging other Jehovah's Witnesses to just love everybody just like Jesus did? When is the last time they came out with a propaganda video like that? Just encouraging Jehovah's Witnesses to love everybody, to have true agape love for all of humanity, for encouraging Jehovah's Witnesses to mimic the second commandment, which is to love thy neighbor as yourself. When is the last time you heard a Jehovah's Witness governing body leader speaking about that? You see, if they were true followers of Christ, they would mimic Jesus in an aspect. Mind you guys, Jesus healed people who didn't believe in what he believed in. He spoke to people. He rubbed the feet of prostitutes. He sat down and ate with tax collectors. Do Jehovah's Witnesses do that? Do they follow Jesus in that footsteps? No, they don't. But it's sad. It's sad that Jehovah's Witnesses would rather follow men that produce these propaganda bullshit ass videos, that make all these man-made rules, and do the complete opposite of what Jesus did. That is sad. That's sad. How Jehovah's Witnesses would rather follow mere men than mimic Jesus. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Another way that Jehovah's Witnesses are influenced by the propaganda videos of the governing body leaders. Now, when it talks about, when the governing body leaders talk about only marrying in the Lord and only associating with people in your religion, where is that in the Bible? Where is that in the Bible where people are supposed to only associate with people with their similar religious beliefs? You won't find that nowhere in the Bible. Now, when I disassociated from this religion, as you guys already know, there was a Jehovah's Witness sister that was interested in me, right? In Australia. The minute I told her I don't believe in this nonsense, I feel like this is a man-made organization, I've done my research, she blocked me, she shunned me. All because of the influence of the governing body leaders, all because of the influence of the Watchtower. And it's sad. You can't truly love somebody. When you're in this religion, this propaganda has so much influence on their members, right? These videos have so much influence on their members. You guys remember the video where the fellowship, she wasn't a sister, but the fellowship person, the lady, the fellowship lady she was trying to contact her parents. She called her mom, right? I believe she had 2 or 3 kids. She had a few kids. She was the fellowship for quite a long time, or maybe that was the beginning of her being the fellowship. Anywho, she was the fellowship, right? She called her mother. Her mother looked at the phone, didn't pick up. And in the video, this propaganda video, she was trying to support the reason why her mother didn't pick up the phone. She goes, oh, well, maybe if my family spoke to me for just a little while, just a few minutes, maybe they would have been comfortable with me, with talking to me, even though I'm the fellowship, right? So she was pretty much saying how she needed to serve her time in order for her family to speak to her. Now, what if this sister, sorry, she wasn't a sister at the time, but what if this the fellowship person, what if she was in a car accident? What if someone put a gun to her head and said, listen, you have one phone call to make and I'm going to blow your brains out? What if that one phone call was towards her mother? Her mom's looking at the phone like, my daughter's the fellowship. I'm not going to talk to her. I'm going to listen to the governing body leaders. Meanwhile, you can't even find the word the fellowship in the Bible. That is how you know this is all man-made bullshit. But it's sad that this influence, the propaganda influence that it has over the Jehovah's Witnesses is beyond me. Because we literally have grown men and women. We have millions of Jehovah's Witnesses around the world listening to 8 or 9 men that aren't even inspired by God. I have to say that again. They are not even inspired by God. They are just mere men. So if you have mere men making out all these rules, producing all these propaganda videos, influencing people to not speak to their family members if they decided to disassociate and or disfellowship, right? They're telling little kids to don't buy ice cream. Instead, give your money to the organization. They are influencing people to die for not taking blood, right? You're supposed to, as a Jehovah's Witness, instead of taking blood that could save your life, you are supposed to die. Where is that in the Bible? Jehovah's Witnesses they would go to the scripture, I think it's in Leviticus, talking about, you're not supposed to consume blood. Yes, consume blood. And it says nothing about taking life-saving blood that will help you live a meaningful, long life. But you see, when you have propaganda videos like they have with Jehovah's Witnesses, their members could twist certain scriptures and they can influence their members to believe in whatever they want them to believe in. Sad to say. The Bible says one thing. The governing body leaders say something else. Something completely different. It is truly sad. It's truly sad. But you have to ask yourself, with all these propaganda videos that's going on, right? And as of recent, there has been quite some videos where the governing body leaders have been influencing their members to help pay them financially. I believe now every publisher, they owe a certain percentage every month. Where is that in the Bible? So the governing body leaders, they can make all these talks about how Jehovah's Witnesses, how and why Jehovah's Witnesses should be paying something to God, right? Should be giving something financially to God. But if God is all-inspiring, all-powerful, if God could literally do anything just like that, why would he need mere human beings' money? Why would he need their financial assistance if God is all powerful and almighty? That makes no sense. That makes no sense whatsoever. And this is when a red flag should be popping up with Jehovah's Witnesses. No one should be that naive to listen to mere men that say we are not even inspired by God. Oh boy. This organization is known to normalize hateful things. Things that are hateful among regular, normal people. This organization normalizes it. I will make a video about that, probably in the next video. But in this particular video, I just wanted to talk about how, because of all this propaganda that the governing body leaders had produced, the shunning, people helping out financially, people struggling, people are told to don't pursue secular education because the end is right around the corner. And when the end doesn't come, and now these Jehovah's Witnesses that listen to these propaganda videos, they are now in their 60s, 70s, 80s with no savings. What then? What then? It's sad that Jehovah's Witnesses, they put all their faith and trust in these mere men. But at the end of the day, these men that they are listening to, they are nowhere to be found when these Jehovah's Witnesses are stuck in a financial pickle. They can't contact the governing body leaders. They can't call Bethel and say, hey, we are in a pickle. We are now in the 70s and 80s. You guys have been talking about the end, paradise being around the corner. We thought we would be in paradise by now. We have no savings. We are now in our 70s and 80s. Are you guys going to help us out financially? Click. It's sad that this is a one-way street. This is a one-way street. The governing body leaders, they produce all these videos, and Jehovah's Witnesses simply just have to obey. They literally have to waste their lives away and listen to these governing body leaders that produce all these propaganda bullshit-ass videos that is just, at the end of the day, it is just detrimental to Jehovah's Witnesses. Because at the end of the day, the Jehovah's Witnesses struggle, not the governing body leaders. The Jehovah's Witnesses struggle. The Jehovah's Witnesses, they lose their loved ones in death. They are struggling in poverty because they don't pursue secular education. They don't have good careers, right? They give their money, their assets to the governing body leaders. All their time and energy is also given to the governing body leaders. The shunning policy, that's enforced only because of the governing body leaders. Like I said, you will not find the word fellowshipping in the Bible at all. That is a man-made thing just to keep their people in check, just to control their people. That is why the shunning policy is enforced. But all this stuff is from man-made propaganda bullshit. This is from men. This has nothing to do with God. Remember, God is all loving, all powerful. He's kind, he's forgiving. The Jehovah's Witness organization is the complete opposite. And it's mainly because of this propaganda nonsense that is influenced by the governing body leaders. If you are Jehovah's Witness watching this video, I encourage you to read between the lines and just see what your governing body leaders are doing. Just take a step back. Think outside the box and see what the governing body leaders are doing. See how they are influencing you guys to listen and obey without using your critical thinking skills. Guys, I love you. I hope every Jehovah's Witness wakes up. I pray that every Jehovah's Witness don't spend the rest of their life waiting for a paradise that's never going to happen. Use your common sense. Use your critical thinking skills. Do your own research and leave this toxic cult. I love you. I'll see you on the next video. Take care.